Hi everyone, I'm Cerise.
And I'm Joe.
And today we are answering a question that has been asked by one of our patrons from Patreon. And we've been asked to discuss the addictive nature of thoughts. So, first of all, for someone who's familiar with walking the destiny process, walking through DIP, things like that, understanding the mind, yes, thinking can feel addictive, and we often experience that kind of powerlessness of how do I change something that I keep getting drawn into? It keeps pulling me back in. No matter what I do, I just can't get out of it. That's kind of the experience that we all go through, especially in the beginning of our process, and especially even for us now, those experiences that are quite powerful, where it feels like we're totally lost, we don't know what to do, there's no way out, and it's an absolute powerlessness. So the essence of this question is coming from that starting point of powerlessness. So we've all been there, don't worry.
This is actually a great place to start.
Yes.
It's actually the only place you can start.
Yes. So
it's perfect.
So don't worry, we've all been there. Now it's a point of understanding, okay, this is kind of a natural part of the process, and it's up to you whether you're going to stay there forever, which some people do, or move forward and start really developing an effective understanding of how the mind functions, which means how do thoughts work, where do they come from, etc., etc.
So one thing I was looking at when I look at the experience of thoughts being addictive, I remember in the beginning of my process, I remember becoming aware of my thoughts really for the first time. And it was really overwhelming. And it was really hard to deal with the fact that, like, oh my God, so much of my day is just in thoughts. Like, on its own, constantly thoughts and reactions and opinions and internal conversations I would have. All of this busyness, all of this chatter that has existed as me for so many years of my life until I discovered the process that is destiny and the process of developing my self-awareness and developing my ability to start changing my relationship with my thoughts. But in the beginning, it was like, how have I been existing? Like, have I actually been alive? All that I've known are these thoughts. And it did feel addictive. It was like I couldn't stop. But was it really in fact because the thoughts were addictive or that I wasn't able to stop? Or was it that I had built so much momentum throughout the years of my life, not questioning my thoughts, not developing a self-awareness, and not developing a place of, I would call it your self-allocation, your self-stability point, that point where you know who you are and that you understand that you are not your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. And as I began to develop that, which I did through writing, which I did through practicing my breathing, which I did through whenever I would notice myself in my mind, to stop judging myself for being in the mind, stop judging myself for having thoughts and stop feeling bad about it, and just simply stop and say, I don't need to be in my head right now. I'm right here. If anything I need to do and look at, I can look at here within a place of calm, without the energy, without the rush. And the more I did that, the more I realized that it wasn't so much that the thoughts were so addictive that I couldn't stop. It was just that I never developed the ability to stop. And as I developed that, my relationship with my thoughts changed, and it will for you too.
So in essence, each person is working with their point of self-creation. We have created ourselves to be the way that we are over our entire lives. So yes, it is a process to change that. Yes, it is a process to change how we see things within ourselves, our awareness of ourselves, and part of the reason that writing is so effective is it allows us to get everything that's bundled up in here out in front of us, where we can see it, where we can actually look at the different components of it. And it's not about trying to deal with those particular thoughts. It's about understanding, where did they come from? What happened in our lives that led to us having this specific thought? What is the source point? Where does it actually come from? But all of this is a process, and we can't rush through it.
And no matter how many videos we do, no matter how many times people ask variations of this question, which we're happy to answer, the solution always comes down to your application, you developing your self-awareness and your own relationship to the thoughts in your own head, which only you can do.
And the really cool thing about asking these kinds of questions, and I absolutely agree with Joe, we're totally happy to answer them, because it gives everyone the opportunity to learn more. It gives us an opportunity to learn how to describe these things in different ways for different people to understand. And it gives you an opportunity to reflect on where you're at, what you can consider in a different light, different sources that you can go to, different resources that you can look into. And we're going to put some useful links in the description that are going to deal with the basics of understanding the mind, understanding thoughts, things like that. Useful information. But if you have watched this video and you've read through the links and you still have some questions, or there's some point that you're not sure about, ask us and we'll do another video.
Probably.
No, we'll definitely do another.
We'll think about it.
We'll definitely think about
Consider
doing
it.
another video for sure.
I'll roll some dice, and
if it lands on
lands
a six, we will do a video.
But it's a 20-sided dice, so I mean the odds are.
They're pretty good, relatively
It's like
speaking.
1 in 20.
Like compared to winning the lotto, it's a
You'll definitely
really good chance.
Get a video from us before you win the lotto in most cases.
99.
But if you do win the lotto, you know, don't forget the people that helped you get there.
To the winning of the lotto. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.